Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Today, we're going to talk about Only You by the Platters, of course. I think this is the first time that I'm covering an oldie. This probably isn't the first time I'm covering an oldie, but I don't know, for some reason I feel like it, because Only You is like the quintessential oldie. It has the very oldie-like chord progression, which you'll hear, obviously, if you've heard any oldie. They all kind of have a similar sound to them, kind of like how music of today, a lot of it has a similar sound, and it's from the 50s. It came out in 1955, and it was a hit. And then it really launched. It's the reason why we know the Platters, really. I mean, they had other hits after that, but Only You was kind of their first, big hit. But, Only You, I think, is the greatest oldie. I mean, I just love it so much. I remember listening to it a ton when I was a kid because my dad used to play it ad nauseum. And when I was a kid, my dad kind of pushed me to sing. I mean, I had sort of something, and he kind of pushed it, and I started singing a lot, and a lot of the songs that I sang were oldies. I did a lot of events around town and stuff like that, and Only You was a song that I did a lot. And when I was a kid, I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm singing Only You. Who cares? I mean, I liked it, and I liked certain parts of it, and they really moved me, but like it wasn't, You're not as conscious, of things until, you get much older, right? And so I'm 26 now, and when I listen to Only You, it really moves me. I think it's one of the most beautiful songs ever written. But yeah, I think it's the best oldie, honestly. I mean, I'm sure you can come up with other songs, and there's other fantastic oldies that I have to share, but Only You, I think, is the one that holds the crown. I'm pretty sure you've heard of this song. If you haven't, you're in for a treat, okay? You're in for a treat. But what we're going to do here is listen to the song, and we'll talk about it. But before we do, make sure to give this video a like if you like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this.
Only
Oh, so beautiful, man.
Only you can make the darkness bright.
Okay, right off the bat, incredibly iconic intro right there with the guitar. Right off the bat, it sounds like an oldie, right? It sounds like an oldie. It's got the background doo-wop, harmonies and vocals. Right, they're a doo-wop group, oldie as hell, right? I think something that we have to, and this is something that I mentioned in my previous video talking about Jackie Wilson, but a lot of these oldie songs, songs that were recorded in the 50s, they didn't have the technology that we have today. They couldn't just record, one take of the song, or record 10 takes of the song and then pick their favorite parts of each take and then create the song. You know what I mean? Like, they couldn't do that. Like, you had to play the song over and over again until you got to an acceptable form of the song. You know what I mean? Like a releasable form of the song. And so, I don't know how many takes they did of this song, but it's not perfect, this song. There's very minor imperfections here and there, but overall, it's an incredible performance. And to even get those of you who've recorded songs, to even get the first note right, the Only You, to even get that first own, it's so hard to get that first note right. Like, it's so easy to go out of tune, to just be off pitch in the first line of the goddamn song. So, props to him for getting the note right. But it's absolutely beautiful. His voice is very rich. And obviously the lyrics are fantastic. Very simple, very simple. It's, 1950s oldie. But the melody right there already. Da, da, ba, da, 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 da. It has it has such edge to it. Ba-da-da, da-da-da-da. It's such a weird, you know, like it's like a weird in between, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of melancholic, you know, it's got a little bit of edge, a little bit of darkness in there. It's perfect because the very beginning of the song, ba-da-da, ba-da-da, da-da-da, da-da, you got some edge there, but like in at least the first part right there just sounds kind of hopeful. Only you can make all this world seem right. It's got some edge, but it sounds a little bit more hopeful, and then it kind of becomes a little bit darker. Da 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 da, can make the darkness bright. It's in a weird. In fact, the whole song, in a way, feels just kind of edgy. You know what I mean? Like it feels kind of edgy. I'm not gonna lie. It's not super duper, you know, happy, you know. And it's a very sophisticated song, and just the way that the journey of the melody, the vocal melody, is pretty remarkable, I would say, for this time. But I don't know, maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. I mean, look, I know a lot of oldies, a lot of them can have some edge, but you know, sometimes they feel kind of like comfortable in a way. This song, there's like an edge to it. You know, like throughout the entire, it's very beautiful and, you know, very typical and doo-wop beautiful, you know, of course. But like, there's like an uncomfortability to the song. I don't know how to explain it. Actually, it's going to get even more uncomfortable right here.
Only you and you alone can thrill me like you do.
It's beautiful uncomfortability. That's the typical doo-wop there. Oh, that's good. That's good, but it gets better. He does it again, and in the second part, it's really the remarkable one. But his vocal ability is absolutely incredible. His vibrato is on point. I think, you know, this song came out, you know, a few years before Michael Jackson was born. I think in the same way that, you know, James Brown, Jackie Wilson influenced Michael Jackson. A lot of the artists, you know, from this time influenced Michael Jackson. I think the Platters, the singing of I believe his name was Tony Williams, I believe. I could be wrong. But I mean, his vibrato is very Michael Jackson-like. I mean, it is quick, it is fast, it is like a hummingbird. That is what his vibrato is. And that's what MJ's vibrato is. Michael Jackson, for those of you who, I don't know if I said his name, maybe you might be thinking of Michael Jordan. But it's absolutely incredible, you know, and he's not like a dude, you know, pulling off runs like Jackie Wilson, you know. This is a guy who kind of almost, you know, has a little bit more of a tenor, you know, operatic voice, I guess, to a certain extent. I guess more classical, I guess not really operatic. Jackie Wilson, in many ways, he's like the perfect combination of you know, the R&B opera, you know, kind of combination. I think this guy's just more straight, you know, kind of tenor classical, you know, type of singing here. And it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, this guy's voice is just a river, you know, it's a river. You know, and I guess it's a river, but in a weird way, it's like the ground, you know what I mean? Like it's perfect. It has so much bass to it, and not like literally like bass. I mean, like it's got like a good bass to it, while also being light. It's perfect. It's one of the most beautiful man voices ever, I think.
Can you make all this change in me?
All this change. Such subtlety right there. All this change in me. There's, oh God, every single line in this song has so much effort put into it. Only you can make all this change in me. He completely, this is a very sophisticated, you know, way of attacking this verse. I mean, he goes from head voice to like chest voice, just seamlessly, straight up. I mean, incredibly talented and very beautiful melody as well.
For it's true, you are my destiny.
Love that.
When you hold my hand, I understand.
Love the chords there.
The magic
So beautiful.
You're my dream.
That's a little imperfection there.
You're my dream.
I don't know, for some reason, I don't know. For some reason it sounds a little off to me, but maybe that's just my ears. But hey, that's a weird note. It's a weird note, you know, in general. But I don't know.
Come true.
There we go.
My one and only you. Only you.
Dude. Oh God, I remember my dad, he would tell me all the time, he'd be like, come on, you need to hit that. You need to make it sound exactly like him. And I'm like, Dad, I was like, you know, 12 at the time. I was like, Dad, I can't sound like him. He's a grown man. But like, that's so beautiful. I've been wanting to emulate that sound all my life. Okay. All my life and all my singing years. That is what I've been wanting to sound like. My God. Just, I don't know. It's just, it's, Ooh. Oh boy. You know, and look, I'm going to say something here. I'm going to bring a little theory. Okay. Let me know in the comment section below if you think I'm kind of full of shit or if you think, you know, I'm onto something here. But look, it's always been known, in fact, from the very beginning of time, before the Platters, okay, that, you know, men who have that high tenor voice, borderline soprano, you know, voice, can be just, you know, very attractive singers. And not, I mean, well, obviously physically, I'm sure a lot of women, you know, they love their Justin Biebers, their Justin Timberlakes, The Weeknd, you know, that sort of thing. But what I mean is, like, they're attractive singers in that, like, it's fantastic to hear a man sing high. Like, it's just, we love that contradiction, right? But in general, too, it's not just a contradiction. Human beings love high anything. I mean, like, it's why pop songs tend to have high choruses, because it's easier to get into our brains. You know, the earworm choruses are the ones that are high. And so high notes in general, being in the high register, is just much more alluring, I guess objectively, you could say, scientifically, biologically, whatever. And so I think in many ways, you know, like, for example, when you think of Justin Bieber, you know, like, he's a very, he's masculine, yes, but you can say to a certain extent, there's some sort of androgynous nature to his voice as well. Michael Jackson, of course. Justin Timberlake, have you ever heard him do falsetto? It sounds like a prepubescent boy. Like, it's true. It's great, but it sounds what it sounds like.
I just wanna love you, man.
To a certain extent, you know, you rewind time and then you get 1955 Only You over here with this guy going like, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's been this way since the beginning of time, and I think it's kind of unconsciously or consciously influenced so many singers that, you know, I mean, when you think of Frankie Lyman with, you know, Why Do Fools Fall in Love, with his iconic falsetto in that song. The pop singer, man, being that kind of androgynous high note singing guy, like, it's just something that's very alluring, and it's something that's, you know, always allured the radio waves, you know, and I think, you know, I just love how you can see this kind of lineage, you know, this vocal lineage of influence, you know, throughout all these decades. I think it's quite cool. But that's a beautiful part. I mean, that's the most iconic part of Only You. I mean, like, the dude sounds like he's in pain. It sounds like it's the softest thing in the world. It's like a feather, you know, just like landing on the ground, you know, it's like a feather slapping you. I don't know, just like, it's amazing. I love the sort of dichotomy there, you know. We go with here we go. We go with subtlety and softness, right? And then we go right into some manliness right there. It's so, that contradiction is just amazing.
You are my understand.
Love it. I love this part.
You hold my hand.
My hand.
Understand the magic that you do. You're my dream come true.
Oh, man.
My one and only you.
Iconic, dude. Iconic. I mean, come on, dude. I used to replay that. I still replay that part over and over again, dude. Like this part, right? This whole section.
The magic when you hold my hand, I understand the magic that you do.
Oh, that's so beautiful. My God. When you hold my hand, my hand. Love that note. I understand. I love the subtlety again. It's that my hand. Just the going into chest voice right there. You know, going from that sweet falsetto, sensitive voice, and then just the punch of the chest voice. I understand. It's so good. The magic that you do. The power that he has in this section is, it's just so moving, man. It's so moving. We gotta hear that again. The chords too.
The magic that you do.
Back to
My dream.
it's just a constant, like, it's a wave, it's a yin and yang, you know, the magic that you do. You got some softness in there. Yeah. He just goes into the punch again. It's like softness, just chest voice and power, and then softness and chest voice and power again. That dynamic just keeps you on your toes. It keeps you engaged. You don't get bored. It is just, he is playing with you. You know, he is playing you like a fiddle, like a goddamn guitar. He's usually playing his own voice like a goddamn guitar and fiddle. He's playing his own solo. He is just, my God. It's incredible. It's very simple things like this too, you know, in songwriting that just goes an incredibly long way to make a great song. Just is what it is, man. And then just the ending.
My one and only you.
That falsetto, man. Oh, boy. You. That's so, only you. It's so weird. Like, if I were to sing it, it's so weird, but he doesn't. And he's like, I don't know how old he is. He's probably in his early 20s, and he sounds fine. He sounds fantastic. This is just incredible. It's incredible. That's Only You by the Platters. I told you it was great. Although, you know, if you clicked on this video, you probably already know the song. So, yeah. It's one of the greatest songs of all time. I think it's the greatest oldie of all time. And it's so funny. I think The Great Pretender, which is another Platter song, that one is more popular, I think, to a certain extent than this one. Great Pretender, like, just, I think it hit #1 on the Billboard charts. This one, Only You, did not, which is insane, but it is what it is. I think it's the best Platter song, of course. I think it also has the most, it's got the most views on YouTube as well, compared to The Great Pretender, interestingly enough. But anyways, I'm not comparing over here. Whatever. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of Only You by the Platters. Is it not one of the best oldies you've ever listened to? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? In that comment section, let me know. We can disagree in a very respectful way or agree in a very, you know, normal agreeing way. Give this video a like if you like, dislike it if you didn't. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content, and let me know what other song you would like me to check out next. If it's your birthday, happy birthday to you, you beautiful creature. But I think that's it for me. You all take care, stay safe, and until next time, I love you.